In today's busy and complex world, governments, companies, organisations and individuals from all walks of life use plans to organise their activities, set future goals and help achieve their goals. Person-centred planning is a way of discovering how a person wants to live their life now and in the future, and identifying what is required to make that possible. It is a way of helping everyone to think about what is important to them and what services or supports they want and need. Person-centred planning can be helpful for people in answering these questions.
Okay, let's go.
Person-centred planning is also useful for people in organising their life in a way that makes sense to them.
Yeah, ready? Set. Go. Ready, set.
The purpose of person-centred planning is to work out for each person what it would take to have a fulfilling life in their community, surrounded by their family and the friends that they love. It's a big challenge, but one worth taking.
Well done, David.
David accesses our day service here, so he attends our sensory and physical specifically designed service. He comes from 10 till 3, and we have a range of programs set up for David, both group programs and individualised programs that are tailored to David's interests and needs.
Person-centred planning tries to work out a person's wishes for their life and what might be possible, even though it might take some time to work it out.
The staff working with David identified a need for a person-centred care plan for David in order for us to communicate with David and give him the best quality of care that we can.
I suppose from the outset it was all about getting to know David and where he was at and what his likes and what his dislikes are, and where he's going and how we can support him with that. What doesn't work for David, what does work for David, who he wants to work with, and what can benefit him. The biggest, I suppose, challenge was how to create a person-centred plan for somebody who maybe wouldn't have verbal skills. And I suppose the outcome of that then was that the support circle, i.e. David's support staff and his family, are key people in preparing his plan.
What we hope to achieve for David, and it would be not just specific to the plan, it would be generally what we want for David, is for David to be happy, for David to be recognised for who he is, that any programme works apace with who David is, and that David is really in the centre of the planning and doesn't get lost in it.
Person-centred planning helps someone to think about the future they would like by finding out what is good and not so good in a person's life right now, working out what to do about what is not so good, finding out how a person wants to live their life, where they want to live and who they want to live with, understanding the things that are most important to them now and deciding what to do about them. Deciding what to do about their hopes and dreams for the future and moving towards them. Naming the person's abilities and gifts. Addressing any concerns the person might have. Looking at all the choices available to the person now and asking, are there more or better choices available in the future? Person-centred planning looks at every area of a person's life that they wish to change or improve, whether personal or part of the local community. Person-centred planning is certainly not just about services.
So David's plan essentially tells you all about David, what he likes, what he doesn't like, what he's fond of, the way he communicates with us, what's meaningful for him. So at a glance, staff knows what David's about. David gestures and uses a lot of sound. So in collaboration with Mum and Dad, we've done when David does something, what we all think it means and how staff should respond. So this way David's getting a consistency across the board with whoever staff are working with him. Just some positive feedback for you, Deirdre. What we do usually when we do plans and reviews every few months, we get David's peers to write something that they like and admire about David. So, he is always happy. He has a great sense of humour. David, we share a passion for crisps. You love the crinkly packets. I love eating them. Wish it was the other way around. So it's just something to...
And you know, it just is so David.
Yes. Yeah. In putting together a person-centred care plan for David, staff and David's parents had hoped to achieve a comfortable, safe environment for David, one where he felt that staff understood his needs and met his needs, and I think that this plan definitely has met all our objectives.
We see it in his general body language and, you know, mood, that he generally is happy where he is and with whom he's with.